Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Coach Rock here from Revenge Basketball, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 very important crossovers that you need to have in your game if you want to be an effective player off the dribble, if you want to be able to beat defenders or create space for your jump shot. I highly recommend adding at least a few of these, 1, 2, 3, all 5 of them to your game, because the more moves that you have, the more effective of a player you're going to be, the more difficult you're going to be to guard. So it's always great to have a variety of moves that you can go to, and we know that's important, right? Because defenders are going to try to read your every move, and the more moves you have to go to, the tougher it is for them to stay in front of you. So again, today I'll be showing you each of the 5 crossovers. I'll be breaking them down kind of with the setups and then the action, and then at the end I'll kind of talk about some counters that you can really add to these crossovers to make them even more effective and to help you continue to dominate in real games. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, so the first crossover we're going to get into is the famous Iverson crossover. Of course, this is kind of the main crossover that is utilized, I would say, or at least a variation of this crossover. Iverson, of course, made this crossover famous when he hit Michael Jordan with that crazy cross. When he hit him and Jordan moved, and then Iverson hit the shot. This move, all these moves, they're only as effective as their setup. Because I don't care how good your crossover is, if you don't set it up right, you're not going to be able to catch defenders. And this doesn't go for just this move. Like I said, this goes for all the moves that I'm going to be showing you today and any move you try to use in real game situations. So the key with this here is the setup. You have to, whether you're doing your crossover from left to right or right to left, the key is going to be your ability to actually attack in those directions. If I can never beat my defender going either direction, he's not going to go that way when I fake and hit him with a crossover. So it's very important to really work on, before you even master the cross, work on just exploding in this direction, exploding in that direction. And then from there, working in the Iverson cross. And it's pretty much a step. You hang the ball out here because you want your defender to go that way, and then you're crossing here. And it's even more effective if you can generate a lot of space with your move. All right, so here, boom, so that you can get your shot off. That's the key. Very simple to add to your game. It's a very simple move, but very, very effective. Now, the one thing you want to make sure you don't do is carry the ball. So you don't want to go like this and then cross. I see some players, when they do the cross, they'll put it here, and that's where they will get called for a carry. So do your best to always keep your hand on top of the ball, and the refs aren't going to call a carry if you can do that. But if you start going like this and dropping the ball like that, then you might get called for carry. So keep your hand on top of the ball for all these moves. That's the first move. Let's get to the next one. The next move is the Tim Hardaway crossover. Very simple. It's a double crossover. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about the setup for this move because it's very similar to the last one. As we know, a crossover, all you're really doing is changing directions. So essentially, you have to build the ability to go in the first direction before you can counter it, with the crossover. So Tim Hardaway move is just a boom, boom. So you put all your power here, and then you're quickly crossing. Here, quickly crossing. Other direction, here, quickly crossing. Here, quickly crossing. So what's the setup for that? Well, you got to be able to go good here. You have to be able to attack, boom, that way. Because when you can do that, your defender is going to try to bite, boom, boom. Then you're here, get that space, jump shot, attack the rim, get to the lane, open the game up for your team. But it has to be quick. Okay, this move right here, it can't be like this. It's not going to work. It has to be boom, boom, like a quick boom, boom move. All right, so remember that when you are implementing this move. Quick boom, 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 boom. Get that rhythm down. Both directions. All right, and you can see a little of my body movement. And I should have talked about this a little in the first move, but a lot of the move is being sold with your ability to do all this stuff up here. Exaggerate it, because in games, you're going to do what's natural and it's not going to be as exaggerated. But when you're out here, you need to exaggerate everything. So then when you get in the game, it's just second nature to make those same movements effectively. So the next crossover we have is the Tony Parker crossover. I don't know if this is even a name for the crossover, but this is a move that Tony Parker did a lot. So anytime I refer to this crossover, I associate it with Tony Parker. But it's really a kind of a throw over crossover. Now when you're doing this move, it's all about the footwork, because you're here. Looks like you're going to attack that way and you're changing directions, going that way. So it's a quick flip over. Now again, make sure you're not going this way and throwing the ball like that. You always try to keep your hand on top of the ball. Even if the ball's like to the side, it's okay. The carry comes when you go like this. But if you can keep your hand on the side of the ball, throw it over, you're fine. So again, this is a great move because it's very easy to do, because you can either attack this way, and the reason it's so easy to do is because it allows you to read the defender easy. Because you know, like if you're going this way and the defender's in front of you, you just throw the ball over that way and go. So it's a very good move. It's very easy to have counters to this move. There's a lot of different counters you can do off of the ball being thrown. It's just, it opens your whole game up. I mean, there's so many I can do. I'm not really going to dive into it. That would have to be a video on its own. But again, very effective move. So the next crossover we have is a look away crossover. Now I would say this is very similar to the last crossover we did with an added element. So you still, I would say you're still kind of throwing the ball, but this time you're completely looking away. John Wall is very good at this. It works well because he's extremely quick. But essentially, as a guard, you're coming down court. The other move, you were just attacking and throwing. This look away one is great when you have a teammate and it looks like you're going to pass them the ball or receive a pick or something like that. So a lot of times it's a pick, all right? And you are essentially rejecting the pick. So let's say I have a teammate come to set a pick for me. Let's just say at this box, just to make it easy. He's coming to set this pick for me here. What I'm doing here, I'm setting up the pick. I'm getting ready to use it. And then I completely look away crossover. So I'm here, I'm looking that way, and then I'm throwing the ball this way. So it's a more exaggerated toss with the ball, and you're doing much more with your eyes. You can even do this if your man, let's say your man does a V cut, he pops out, and you look like you're about to hit him with the pass, and then you go. So as you can see, it's very similar. The movement, the footwork, the throw over, is all very similar to the Tony Parker cross that we just did. You're doing something a little different with your eyes. You're using your eyes to move the defense, to get your man, catch your man sleeping, because when you look this way, like you're going to pass, your man is going to relax. The difference with the Tony Parker is you're attacking. Your man's not relaxing in this, and you're just attacking. This one, your man is relaxing because he sees you about to relax, about to make that pass, and then you're going. And that's why this move is so effective for John Wall, because he can go from 0 to 100 in a split second. So he can take this. I mean, once his man relaxes, there's no recovering against him. So that's why this move is so effective. All right, so the next crossover we have is a running crossover. Kyrie Irving is very good at this move. It's kind of a mixture of the Iverson move while in full speed ahead. So the Iverson move is more of a stationary crossover where we're setting up our man and then we're just here with the cross. This move is more of an attack. You're running at the defense and then you're crossing over. All right, so it's more of a, Kyrie does this well because he'll do like a drop cross move, which is kind of like a Tony Parker type of drop. And then he'll like act like he's running at you and then he'll cross over in front of him. So it's like you don't hang the ball as wide as an Iverson crossover. So essentially what you're trying to do, you take a dribble to get ahead of steam so you can run at the defender, and then you just make that quick crossover. As you can see, it's not as wide out and you're not stationary. You are running the whole time on the move. You never stop going. So it's boom and you're running. All right, so that's very, it's not that simple because you have to master crossing over and running at the same time without losing the ball, but it's very effective. Now quickly, let's run through some counters to these crossovers. I'm just going to show you how you can implement counters. I'm not going to show you a counter to each move because it's really for you to do what feels good for you. But some ideas are whenever you're hitting somebody with a crossover, they're always trying to recover because they're one step behind you. They're looking that way and you're going this way. So they're always trying to recover. When you have a defender trying to recover, he's lagging back. He's trying to get himself some space to get back in front of you. So what does that mean for you? It means you will always have the ability to implement a step back, some sort of pause dribble, or some sort of pullback. Anything where you are freezing and pausing, or anything where you're pausing and stepping back will help you create more space because again, your defender's trying to recover. So work on those after a crossover. Hit a step back, hit a crossover, then hit a pause dribble or a lunge dribble, or hit a sidestep, or just crossover, pause, and hit a hezzy and pull up. Anything where you are stopping usually works well because again, your defender's recovering, trying to beat you to another spot. A lot of times if you just keep going head of steam, you're just going to run right into him. So it's best to work on your shooting out of these counters because you're going to create the space you need to score. And now it's just about hitting that shot. I hope you found today's video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a big favor, hit the thumbs up for me, comment below, let me know what else you need help with, anything you need, I got you. Last but not least, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. Until next time, I'll see you then.